Hey everybody, how are you? I just wanted to come on quickly. I had some story time with you guys, right? Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to all my subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, I ask that you do so. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, guys, okay? I really appreciate it. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the femininity regarding us women going across all races. I'm not just talking about black women, I'm talking about everybody. You know, my husband and I were on vacation and we went out to dinner. And, well, actually, this is breakfast. I should say that. And the waitress was so sweet. She was not African American. She was so sweet, voice so soft, looked very feminine, pretty, all of that. And I was so taken aback by it because working in corporate America all these years, I mentioned to you guys that I'm a nurse. I work at some of the biggest hospitals all over the world, and so I work with all races, and I'm finding that most women today, we're just very masculine. I don't care what race. If you work in corporate America and you work in the corporate America long enough, you become many men. It's just a fact, and I know it to be true because I'm looking at this young lady. Earlier, and when I was younger, I was a waitress for many years as I was going through college, and I'm looking at her, and she's just so soft, nice, pretty, have a great disposition, very pleasant, smiling and everything. And it wasn't fake. It was her, authentically her. And once you live on the earth long enough, you can see authenticity. I don't know why people think they really could fake authenticity. I mean, it just exudes, and you're able to pick it up. And I told my husband, I was just like, wow, babe, it's a shame. I mean, she was young, and I was like, wow, I hope she never lose that. As a woman, I was taken back by. I was just like, wow, because I don't see it anymore. We've lost it. And I was telling my husband, I said, working in corporate America, it's very rare that you find a feminine woman. Just the disposition, how they present themselves, how they dress, how they look, how they talk. It's almost like, and for me to work in a predominantly female field, I don't care, all races. It's just like little men walking around, and so it's very rare. So I'm so taken aback by the connotation that if you're not African American, you have all this femininity and you're just softer. And I beg to differ because I work around it. I see it every day. It's rare, and I think a lot of us lose it because of corporate America. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that the fact that a woman is able to work and make their own money and somewhat, be an author of her life, it takes away from the femininity. And with a lot of women nowadays, they're not getting married, and even the married women, they manly too. I think part of being feminine, you don't gossip, you mind your business, you stay out the way, you like peace. And I'm finding that just across all races, a lot of people, they don't like peace. Excuse me, guys. They like a lot of drama. They talk about people. They're very combative. They're very negative. And I just think as a woman, we supposed to be the very opposite of that. We are supposed to push away from drama. We should not gossip about people. We should maintain a nice soft tone in most cases, and just be soft all the way around. And I think that because most of us have gotten in the corporate world, had to fight through college and all those things, it has taken a lot of that away from us. I think one of the main things that should happen, I think my advice to any young woman that may be watching this, and all the ladies that are watching this that are women, teach your daughters, have them not focus on money and education and all those things, because they tend to lose it the more they aspire to take on attributes that are more manly. When you are seeking this career ladder and trying to have this certain job and all that, it takes away from your femininity. I don't care what anyone say. When you're paying your own bills and you're taking on all these manly responsibilities, it makes you hard. It takes away the softness in your voice. It takes away the feminine mannerisms that we should have. It gets lost. And it's just a fact. And just me seeing that in that young lady today just really confirmed what all the men are saying and just how we are. I see it in my day-to-day, and I was just so taken aback by it. I mean, through the entire encounter, she was sweet, she was kind, she was poised, her mannerisms were so soft and ladylike. And you just don't see that at nowadays. It's just so lost. And so I think the earlier a woman could get married, the better. The more she'll stand in her softness, the more she seek being up under a man, keep her soft, that she vet well, and that she follows the leadership of a man. I think that when you follow the leadership of a man and you have a real man, it keeps you in your femininity. And so the quicker you can get away from corporate America and trying to pursue this American dream outside of the husband, the nice home, the white picket fence, and the dog, and the 2.5 children, the more you get away from that, the more manly you will become. It's just a fact. And if I can give any advice, that's not the move. And I know you're going to say, well, no, it's still a level that you miss. You miss it. And it almost becomes an on and off switch because you've gotten so far away from it. It's just a fact. We could be in denial. We could say, no, that's not me, that's you. No, it's the truth. I work around all races, and majority of women that I work with are little mini men. The femininity is almost a lost art. It really is. They don't take pride in how they look. They getting all overweight. They don't, look nice. They don't look put together. They always talking about somebody, always in some drama. That's not feminine traits. It's just not. Okay? It is what it is. And today I confirmed, and I seen it real live and in color. We are lost. And we need to get back to the basics. And the more we get away from the basics, the less and less marriages you're going to see, the less long-term relationships you're going to see, and the less men are going to want to date, because they are running across more manly women. And no man want to be around a manly woman. It just doesn't go together. It's oil and vinegar. The men are the vinegar, the women are the oil, and we're supposed to be two separate entities. And what's happening is we're trying to merge those two together that are almost becoming one and the same. And it can't survive in that environment. It just can't. A man cannot be with a manly woman. It just can't, unless he's a super simp, he has a jelly back, he's a homosexual or something like that. Those are the only type of men that are okay with manly women. They're not tolerating. They're going to check you, and you're going to get a lot of resistance. You're not going to get what you want. It's just a fact. A woman, we don't understand the power of our femininity. We can get any and everything we want out of a man, not taken from him and not given and pouring into him, but you'll have a better outcome and a better life just staying in your femininity. We have a lot of power just in our softness, our mannerisms, and all of that. That down there is a bonus, but you being in your femininity, you can move mountains. And this is why a lot of men want younger women, because we're not as tainted. We don't come with the foolishness, and it's just a different encounter. It's just a fact. We have to do better. We have to get back to the basics, because most women in the 90s, 80s and 90s, and even beyond, earlier than that, we were feminine. We wore dresses, we wore skirts, we were soft, our hair was put together. We were very well groomed. All this talk now about females stinking and smelling and all that, that's not part of being feminine. That's a whole nother ball game. So anyway, that's for another video, but I embrace your femininity. channel it in, bring it in. You know, I'm gonna be more mindful even when I'm passionate about videos that I put up. Still maintain a level of femininity and softness, even getting your point across. That is important, because if we don't get back to that, it's going to be a lot of men going elsewhere. They're just not going to pick you across all races. It's not just black women, it's all races. That's why even in that race, there was a time where majority of women in the room were married. That's not the case now, because men do not want to date another man, a man in a skirt. They just don't. All right, that's my rant for today. I hope you all are doing well. I'm gonna take a nice long walk with my husband and get in the gym as well while we out here. Okay, wish you all the best until the next video, and don't forget, subscribe, like, and share. Bye.